Hello, it's coffee time with Hannah. How you all doing? I hope you're well. Mm, Coffee's getting colder now, so I really want to speed things up. So I haven't made a coffee time with Hannah for some time now. It would have been a good couple of months since November, I believe. And so this is the first one of 2019. I wanted to share with you that Mum has since passed away. She passed away on the 28th of January, and we were very, very sad. I might cry, just so you know. We had the most beautiful send off for Mum on Friday at her church, where she was a parishioner, and working with the funeral home and the church, and just felt really good and really natural, even though we're dealing with grief and kind of struggling to function, those things like eating and sleeping and, looking after ourselves. Having showers, something that has been challenging, and even after everything is said and done, still proving to be challenging a couple of days on. So I don't expect that to, happen overnight. But I wanted to share with you a few cool things that I've experienced over this last week. My sisters. I wouldn't wanted to do this with anyone else. Sure, we have disagreements. We need to learn how to communicate with each other without hurting each other or saying scathing things. We're grieving at the same time and we're all handling it differently. We just need to come from a place of love, and that's where everything we've done over this last week, that's always been my approach, is just come from a place of love and kindness, and then nothing is wrong. Do you know what I mean? Let's not beat each other up for whatever our misheld perceptions of the situation is, or likely to be. Let's just be loving and kind and gentle to each other. And we did so well. The send off was exactly what Mum would have wanted. Absolutely what Mum would have wanted. And there's a few things that she made sure happened. So, for example, I'm going to show you this because I think it's beautiful. So this is Mum's. That's my mum. You're going to see it at the start of the video and at the end. So this is Mum's service card, and I took this photo possibly late 2017, and she'd just been doing crafts with a couple of ladies at the rest home, and it was amazing. So I took a photo, and this is the image that will be consistent throughout the whole thing. I just think this is stunning. I just think this is really cool, and it's pink, and Mum would have loved pink. She always had pink painted nails, and there's a few photos on the back. Yes, it is a little weeny bit embarrassing, but whatever, it's what you do at times like this, right? You put all the embarrassing photos and then they end up on social media and whatever. So I just think that is a stunning piece coming together. Working with my sisters. So Mum was allergic to flowers, and so we didn't want to put flowers on her at all. So my older sister came up with the idea of making putti out of harakeke, and I'll drop a photo in of how that came to be here. And we had the help of a beautiful woman named Wendy, who would spend a couple of hours each night making them with anyone who wanted to make them if they were around. And then on Thursday night we put it all together. It was super late too, super late. It was about 11 o'clock when we're putting it all together. And it is just one of the most stunning things I've ever created, because it is the ultimate in collaboration. And it was just beautiful. And there were ferns and flax and pahurikawa, and it won't die so much as it'll just degrade on top of her grave. She was buried in the cemetery and I live across the road from it. So convenient. So I've kind of been home over the last few days because I feel closer to Mum. Yeah, so it's things like that which is just so incredible. I've been able to make a lot of beautiful things for her, and this is the last kind of tribute to her, and I couldn't have asked for more. Like, this is the way I wanted to send Mum out. And going back to the one thing that she wanted to make happen. So in the service book, so I was working with one of the ministers and another young fellow who was training to be a minister in the church, and they didn't know this at the time, but I had submitted for printing in here a psalm that Mum really liked from the Bible. And then when the senior minister had a look, he's like, oh, Andrew the young fella is wanting to do that in Māori. And I'm like, oh, that is too good. So Mum made sure that this verse was read at least once at her service. So I think that is stunning. Another thing that I found really stunning is not the amount of people, but there's been some people in particular that I haven't seen for possibly almost 34 years. 34 years. That scares me when you say that number, right? So making all those reconnections was a beautiful thing. It was just absolutely stunning. Yeah. So they're my favourite parts of what's occurred over the last week. Going forward, because I'm not entirely sure what I want to do from here, right? I'm so grateful that I've been in Dunedin and living in Dunedin and content living here, so I've been able to support my mum. Really grateful for that. Like, my heart just fills. I can feel it now. It's kind of a little bit sore. It's not heartburn, I swear. That I was here for this. I wouldn't have wanted to be anywhere else in the world right now. So that's just me. That's my experience, and I got to do some really beautiful things with Mum and create some really beautiful things with Mum. So going forward, all I know is that I want to continue to create beautiful things, and because I've been a bit transient over the last week or so, staying in town. Not that I'm out of town, I'm just a bit further out of town. So I want to continue to do creative things and beautiful things in her honour, and I know that it makes me happy. It fulfills this burning desire that I have to make things beautiful. So I want to continue. That's all I know right now, is I just want to make beautiful things. I don't want to make any life-changing decisions just at this time, because right now the world is my oyster and I can do whatever I choose right now. I can do anything I want. So I am very, very blessed for this experience. I'm still very sad. Still very sad. And I don't think that'll change for a bit. So I just wanted to share with you my experience. And the love that I have for my family. In particular, my sisters. The love I have for my friends who supported me through the whole thing. it hasn't just been the last week either. It's been months. So, if you've ever been there, asked me how I'm doing, whether it's at work or, you know, through text messages or whatever, I just want to say thank you. It's meant so much to me. Oh, I don't like crying on camera. I think I'm an ugly crier. All the love and support and the outpouring of emotion, you know, it's all very raw. And it will be for some time. I do know that I want to get back into making videos again because that's what brings me to life. I created I had a slideshow like the standard in most funerals. I put that together, and then I had another video playing outside of actual videos of Mum, and it may have been conversations we had together, or I made one so my boss could see it, like so my boss could kind of understand I need to leave on time for this particular reason. It's unlikely that I'm going to share those two on here. I don't know about the slideshow because I think it's really funny, and also copyrighted music is a thing, you know. So they're just small things. Being able to hear Mum's voice in the foyer of the church was really cool. All I know right now is that's what I want to do. Continue to make beautiful things and beautiful tributes to my mum. So that's it for me. Now I am unapologetic about the tears and the lack of editing, besides titles and credits and inserts of Mum. Alright, so I want to thank you again. I really appreciate your patience. I appreciate your love. I appreciate your kindness. Excellent. We'll see you next time. I'm going to finish my coffee. Okay, goodbye.